Long time no see, everyone. It's been a while. I've been ridiculously busy. Life just catches up to you sometimes. It's been a bit like that, but I thought I'd get back to the OG content because I found another induction cooker. So I've still got one more after this that I know I've got to buy and test out. But I was buying some stuff on Amazon, which has become a bit of a problem recently, and I saw this one. It's Nationwide Electrical Induction Cooker. Basically no name brand, but it's got the ticks it needs. It says it's 2000 watts. And I haven't tried it before. Amazon's got a really good return policy, which is basically they'll take anything back as long as there's some reason. But this one also says scratch resistant, yeah, fair enough. 9 power levels. This bit though, maintains constant low power on low setting. So if you recall, most of the other ones that we've ever tested do that constant pulsing, not pulsing. Some have had loud fans, some haven't drawn how much current they say they will, all those sorts of things. If you may notice as well, or maybe not, we are in a different location. I apologise if the audio is a bit echoey. It's actually a big workshop that I'm in at the moment, and I've slowly been moving stuff into it to fill it up, but until then there's going to be a little bit of echo. Otherwise it should be nice and quiet, I think. And the lighting is much better, as you can see. The only downside is the way I've got this set up with the camera up there, and I've got a monitor over there to make sure I can see what I'm doing. I'm using open camera, and due to the Camera 2 API in Android, it's only exposing 30 FPS, not 60. I could use the built-in camera, which does 60 somehow, because it's not using the API, I guess. But then if I do that, I can't rotate it horizontal, which means it's really hard to actually monitor. I know it's doesn't really make a difference, but too bad, you get 30 FPS. Now, first things first, I've been waiting for this all day. Ah, that's better. So let's have a look at this. I haven't actually opened it yet. I realise as well, some of my other videos I've had a few people commenting saying should have turned it around, or I had things in the way, couldn't see what the buttons were doing, or what the button said, or what the screen was doing. So this time I'll make sure I get that right. As you know, I'm not a professional. I just like cooking, and I'm picky about the appliances that I use. So I thought I'd share that with everyone. Save you all a bit of arseache buying stuff that's no good. Alright. Now, I can't remember how much this cost, but I think it was fairly cheap, around the $50 mark. I'll put a link to it down below so you can have a look. The manual is actually pretty straightforward. 60 degrees to 240 degrees, 8 levels there it says. It looks like it's got a pretty big surface area, but we're going to test that out. And it's the standard instructions otherwise. Lock functionality, usable pans, that sort of stuff. So if you want to have a read, or glossy. There's a page. There's another page. There's another page. Now, registration card. Make sure the cookware is correct. Warning: do not use on metal surface. Use flat-bottomed pots. Do not use on metal surface. That is so weird. Alright, can I take that off? I don't want. There we go. So the key things I'm going to test here is if it draws as much current as it says it does, how big the heating area is, how quickly it heats 2 cups of water like we usually test, and then I'm going to test the temperature of those different settings that it says, and we'll see how that goes. But I want to see if it holds that low temperature like it advertises. So let's get this plugged in and start having a look. I was just trying to figure out where to plug it in and thought I didn't give myself enough power points, but as usual I'm a bit of a spud, and I forgot that under here I've got a new Tapo Wi-Fi switch plug, but this one's got energy monitoring as well, because you may recall from a previous video that the other one, get that visible? The other one started to have some real problems there. Don't really have any other options, so see how this goes. Turn the tap on. I don't like these tapos very much. I miss the caster range. Please, TP-Link, bring back the caster range. Those bastards. thing. Those were the good ones. There we go. You can see that a bit more. So, on. You're getting a bit of the rolling shutter on that one, it looks like. The wattage is down here. I'm not sure how quickly this... Oh, beeping. Fan's going. How quickly this updates, but we'll see. Oh, that's cool. Trust me to lock it. Oh, just hold lock for 3 seconds. Alright, it's interesting that the fan's already going. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. No pun intended. So... Okay, it is having an error there. So you got wattage or Celsius. So first of all, let's try the wattage and we can see what this does. For that, I'm going to put... Oh, what's going to be the best test here? You know, we'll just go maximum wattage. You pick that up straight away. And does not sound too loud. Now it says it can do 2000 watts, so let's turn that up to 2000 and wait for this to update. Right. $1917. I don't even know how to refresh that. I think you got to go back every time, which is a pain. Oh, you know what? Stuffed that up, didn't I? 1907, so it's very close. That was already getting warm, and we weren't timing it. So, take a few seconds off because whatever that was, about 12 seconds or so, I'll work it out. Turn it on, wattage, maximum, start. There's our rolling boil. I'm really impressed with that. So even if we had a few seconds, that's a lot less than any of the others. I'm really impressed at how quickly that got there. Probably 15 to 30 seconds less than most of the others. Let's have a quick look at that one. That is an absolute max tilt now, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake. 1890, so yeah, around 1900, it's pretty much doing what it said it would do, which I'm impressed with. Where do I put this? Some boiling water on the floor. And one of the other things, fan's nice and quiet. Slight chip out the side. It says it's scratch proof. And you know what? For the most part, yeah, so that's not really scratching it. But if I get the corner of the screwdriver and really dig it in, I'm just... It is just getting some scratches on there. You can't even feel them. But yeah, you can just get it if you really dig something sharp into it. You're not going to scratch it with your pots though. That's brilliant too. So, next thing, let's see what this temperature this does if we set it to a specific temperature. So, on... function, and I'm going to say I want this down at 90. So this is the low one. This is where it said it's not going to pulse. It's going to be constant power. Is that the word I used? Constant low power. Is if this really was $50, and if it doesn't have a stuffed up induction coil, like a really bad area, I'm going to be really impressed. This is going to probably be one of the best ones I've tried so far. Out here I'm actually in a fairly remote location where I don't have a kitchen or anything like that, so I've bought this one out here so I can cook some food if need be, because it's 15-20 minutes to get back to home or town. And I've of course got my beer fridge out here, so that's all I really need. Should be getting up to 90 degrees. There is a bit of warmth there. The other thing, besides this terrible UI, I've got the colours inverted by the way to force a dark mode. Besides this terrible UI, the fact that you have to create an account to use the device, I hate. I don't know if you had to with Casa or not. Anyway, Casa UI is a lot easier. But Wiz are the best ones I've gotten so far. I have just ordered some new ones that have ESP Home on them. I've ordered them from AliExpress. It's a mod called Athos. I'll probably do something on that. I'll do a thing on IoT because I have literally boxes full of plugs and whatnot. But this appears to still be drawing a lot of current, which, no, I'm reading it upside down. 1,000 watts. And I'll tell you what, the fan's staying fairly quiet. Sounds like the bearing's got a very slight rattle. I'm not sure if you can pick that up. You can just hear the normal induction buzz. It's not too bad. Now, this is saying 184 degrees. So I'm not sure where that's getting 90 from. I guess if it could get, displace the heat, if there was some thermal mass to absorb it, it would probably sit at about 90, which theoretically means the water shouldn't boil. So let's take this off for a minute. I'm going to put the water in, let that error out. Let's see if this doesn't just kick off. Oh yeah. Alright, here's our water from before. In theory, at 90°C, it shouldn't boil, but I think we all know what we expect from this. It'll definitely evaporate fast, but we shouldn't get that hard boil. I think here we can actually see the induction area too. And you know what? It is boiling. Oh, to make of that. I'd probably call that a simmer. Especially if you had more liquid in there or the induction area was any bigger. So if we move that, we can see it follow. Yeah. But it does, as it says, it's not flicking on and off constantly, which is a pain in the ass with the other ones. So turn that off again, let it get back down to temperature. We've tested most of the things now. What I'll probably just do is the napkin test last. I might have forgotten one, I can always have a look at it again. The temperature of the water over there. Yeah. 71 to 85, we're just 70 to 85 and we've just turned it off. So, yeah, I guess, close. As I said, I don't know what to make of it. Let's get this out of the way though. See if I can pour this boiling water into something else. Awesome. Didn't even spill it, but luckily I'm in a spill-proof, splash-proof area, so it doesn't matter if I get a bit of a mess everywhere. Let's have a look. We know what this is going to look like, but we'll have a look anyway. At this area. This is my tried and true Anko fry pan that is just lasting forever. It still looks like new, as you can see. Oh, that fan cuts off nice and quickly. It still works like new too. It has not gotten any scratches. It still non-stick perfectly. I use it all the time. I cook brekkie every morning in either this or the Saute X1 from Spotlight. Is still going awesomely. Two favourite so far. Alright, we know exactly what this is going to look like, but since this is how we do it, now let's also just make sure that this is refreshing how we want it to, or what we expected. Yep, 0 watts. Alright, on, function, that one, actually go function, and go for the lowest wattage, see what, 400. Interesting, at 400, there is much, or nearly no, I was going to say much less, no induction buzz. I might slowly crank her up in a minute and see what it does. Let's see if it's drawing 400 watts. Come on you crappy cat. 433, I'll call that close enough if you're down to the nearest 100. We're seeing some evaporation here. These paper towels might not actually be the best for it, or I might have to do it quickly. Actually, that's a very good point. Bam. Now you can hear the buzzing. Interesting. Yep, and that exact spot where we thought it was. So, I'd say if you're going to use this induction cooker, it definitely has advantages. I really, really like it because you can negate this. You can get some thicker bottomed pots and pans. This one is thickish, but you know, some proper thick pots and pans won't have this issue so much, especially if you get the ones that are like steel, aluminium and copper layers. It will disperse that heat. The copper will disperse the heat in there really well. And I think they're typically made for induction anyway. This is not one of those. The Saute X will probably do really well. Now, let's just have a quick look at when it starts to buzz and see how accurate it is as it goes up. Oh, that is a pain in the back end. Very slight buzz, nothing worth writing home about. 595 watts. 619 watts. That buzz hasn't changed. 865 watts. Slight more buzz. You can almost hear, it's like it's changing transformers internally. That's really interesting. You can hear relays cutting off and another one cutting on at different settings. So at 1000, that's a different relay. It is much more accurate to its wattage than most others. The buzz is getting a little louder. Yeah, alright, so I'm pretty certain there's two different transformers in here too. Listen, so something else kicked in there, and then that does the rest of them all the way up. Alrighty, so get that out of the way. That is the National Electrical Induction cooker. Really can't complain. What's the surface like? I think crystal glass, it shouldn't hold much heat. Yeah, that's dispersing pretty quickly. Let's have a look at what the underside has. Oh, so 4 feet, 2 with rubber grips, better than nothing. 2 fans blowing out. Model number there is NE-011, and it shows here pretty much the serial number and what it draws, and it got it right. Standard screws in there, so if like a wire comes loose or something dumb, you drop something in there, it is easy to disassemble. But for the most part, I'm very happy with this, so buy one from the link if you need an induction cooker. I recommend it. Do it. Enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the little things down below, and have fun. Till next time.